Hey my lovelies, welcome to the first episode of Beyond the Tweezers. I'm Caris Warren and I am literally so excited to have you here. This has been a vision of mine for around 5 to 6 months. It's been an idea for longer than that, but I wasn't sure how to execute it or navigate it. But here we are, we've done it, and I'm so excited for it to be here and for you to listen to it finally. So if you're a lash artist, beauty professional, business owner, or someone who loves a behind the scenes chat, then this is the podcast for you. I really want to pull back the curtain and go deeper. I want to see the reality behind those beautiful Instagram photos and that beautiful Instagram life. I feel like we're better at sometimes sharing the struggles, but I don't feel like we're fully there yet. And this podcast is going deeper. We're going to go beyond the tweezers. I'm going to hear stories, the journey, the struggles, the fails, the wins, everything in between. And you're going to be joining us and hearing everything, every nitty gritty bit of business, them decisions to create that successful business. You're going to be listening to it and feeling like you're here. I want this podcast to feel like you're in the room, like a fly on the wall, literally. I want you to get involved as much as possible. So make sure you write in. My Instagram handle is Beyond the Tweezers. I'd love to hear what you think of this first episode, as well as the upcoming episodes. I would love to hear about your journey that I could maybe share on the podcast, client experiences. Maybe you've had a business nightmare. Maybe you've had a struggle that you want to share that you think might help others. I made this podcast because I felt like I needed these conversations at the beginning of my journey. In the third episode, I will be sharing my journey to where I am now. But a lot of the time, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but a lot of the time I was on my own. I had no mentor. I had no one to bounce ideas off. I had to figure it out a lot on my own, and it was hard. And I haven't actually found a podcast where it relates to me like that. So I thought, why not make my own? This podcast is for absolutely anyone. If you're a beauty professional, if you're a beginner, if you're someone who's feeling burnt out, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling like your clients aren't respecting your boundaries, if you are wanting to level up, this is the podcast that's going to have it all. The best thing about this podcast is that I am going to alternate episode. So today is the introduction episode, so this is going to be the solo episode. You then have the second one will be a guest, the third will be a solo, and the fourth will be a guest, and it will just alternate like that. So with the guests, we're going to hear incredible topics. We're going to hear their stories, their journey, their struggles. And with this solo episodes, I'm going to be helping you with pricing, how to deal with clients, business strategies. You know, you're going to have the best of both worlds. You can kind of feel like it's a bit of a gossip in here when you're maybe listening into a conversation, or you're going to feel like you're getting mentored. I like the little mixture of it because it's a bit upbeat, it's a bit fun, but you also get the business side as well. So I feel like it's the best of both. Like I said, I needed them conversations at the beginning because I feel like there is a huge gap to what we see online to what actually happens in reality. And running a business is hard. Like, I only had it the other day where I literally was like, oh my God, I'm doing too much and I'm tired and I feel overwhelmed. Why don't we talk about that? Like, I don't know what we have to prove online all the time. You know, like, actually, running a business is hard, but it's also the best thing in the whole entire world, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But I feel like we will learn so much if we were just truthful about the rocky road in between to get you to where you are. Like, you don't see the chaos before that achievement. And I want to show the chaos, and I want to hear about it, so that you don't feel on your own, that you're not sitting there with anxiety thinking that you're not good enough, because you are. And I've been in your shoes, and I know how that feels. At that day, this is a whole new episode that maybe I'll do, but I'm just going to stick to this as the introduction and not go on a tangent. So, wanted to make this podcast all about connection. I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to be real, and all the guests I'm going to have on are going to be really authentic, people that who I find really inspiring, who are absolutely smashing it, who are just real honest people that are not scared to share the things that go on. Another great thing about this podcast is I am going to try my ultimate best to not do any of it online. I know it can be quite easy to do things online to reach people, but what I want is the connection. I want the guests to be in this room and for you to watch them on YouTube and actually really feel connected to us, that you're here in the room. You're not just having just to listen to it. You can actually see each episode. I have actually filmed 2 episodes already with incredible lash artists and trainers. I can give you a little teaser of what's to come. And my first guest is the absolute powerhouse, Susanna Kettle-Williams. She is the mum to all of us trainers. She looks after us as she is the head educator of London Lash. She has had an incredible journey, not always even in lashes, like before she started, which you will hear in the episode, but you hear about her journey, you hear about her wins, the struggles, her working with celebrities and everything in between. The episode really doesn't disappoint, and I'm super excited for you to hear it. So if you haven't already, click that follow, subscribe, or literally whatever button is in front of you so you never miss out on an episode. I am going to launch the episodes every Monday so you can start your week right. If you want to connect on Instagram, message me your stories, just follow me on Beyond the Tweezers. I would literally love to hear from you. If you want things to be kept anonymous, then of course we can. Or if you don't care to have your name shared, then I just would love to hear your stories, hilarious things that have happened, because I'm sure there's so much that has gone on through your career that even though they're funny, they can actually help others. And yeah, I feel like we all just need a good laugh and know that things happen to all of us, you know. I've had some hilarious stories that have happened, which I most likely am going to be sharing with you. But I want you to get involved as much as possible. I feel like this is going to make the podcast super fun. I also would love to know what you think of the podcast. Give me your opinion. I'd love to hear your feedback after every single episode. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for pressing play, and welcome to the Beyond the Tweezer family. This podcast is proudly sponsored by London Lash. So let's go beyond the surface together, and I'll see you in the next episode. Lots of love.